They stood the watch. HomeFront SitRep Memorial Tribute. Tonight, we pause the noise. We step away from the headlines, the politics, and the distractions of everyday life, to honor those who never made it home. These are not merely names on a wall, not statistics in a report, not forgotten echoes of distant wars. They were sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, teammates, friends. Since the beginning of the United States of America, thousands of American service members have answered the call to serve something greater than themselves. They walked into danger so others could live in peace. They carried the weight of freedom on their backs, often in places most Americans will never see and could never fully understand. Some wore the eagle, globe, and anchor. Some marched beneath crossed rifles. Some sailed into uncertainty. Some flew directly into combat. And some stood silent watch in places history may never remember. But every single one mattered. We remember the empty seats at dinner tables, the folded flags placed into trembling hands, the birthdays missed, the children raised without a parent, the brothers and sisters in arms, still carrying survivors' guilt, long after the battlefield fell silent. To the Gold Star families, your sacrifice did not end when the casualty officers arrived. Your strength continues every single day, and this nation owes you more than words can never repay. To our veteran brothers and sisters, speak their names, tell their stories, keep their legacy alive, because as long as we remember them, they are never truly gone. At HomeFront SitRep, we believe honoring the fallen means more than a moment of silence. It means living lives worthy of their sacrifice. It means checking on one another. It means continuing the mission here at home. So wherever you are, take a moment, raise a glass, say a prayer, look to the sky, and remember those who stood the watch for all of us.
Fair winds and following seas till the hollow semper fidelis.
We have the watch from here. HomeFront SitRep.
Welcome everybody to a Sunday edition of HomeFront SitRep. How is everybody doing? As you can see, I am solo tonight. We do have a guest. Gunny is out and about with the wife doing the memorial thing. I can't even talk. Memorial Day thing. I know he had to drive up to Ohio today for a parachute jump somewhere in Ohio, not for sure. And then he was coming home, and the wife and him were going to be spending some time together. So Gunny, go take your time, rest, relax, recuperate, and we'll get back to it next weekend for sure. We don't have an episode tomorrow because it is Memorial Day. What's going on, Miss Jennifer Reeser? How are you? So we don't have a show tomorrow. I am working on a video for that I just created. That speech there. Um, let me tell you, it is painstaking creating a video of something that you wrote. I'm doing it in Canva, and I'm trying to go in and make it piece by piece, make it match. And man, let me tell you, it is very painstaking. Chris, how are you, sir? Semper Fi, brother. Uh-oh. You're gonna have to get with me, Jennifer. We need to talk about that car show change date. That it, we will talk about that for sure. Because hopefully it's after I get back from my cruise. But we'll talk about that, Jennifer, for sure. So yeah, Gunny is out and about doing his thing. Let me tell you what, if you have a kayak, I could probably use it out here in Mount Washington because this rain, man, I don't think it's let up, and um, I don't think it plans on letting up anytime soon. Uh, Anthony, what's going on? How are you, sir, over on TikTok world? How are you? So August 1st, awesome. Okay, I'll be back. June, July, August. Yeah, we'll be back for that. All right, cool. I'll be able to do that, Jennifer. Yeah, we can do that for sure. But tonight, man, I tell you what, I got two great guests coming on tonight. This is their fifth year running the Louisville H.E.R.O run, uh, run, walk, and ruck. Want to make sure I throw that in there too, because you can walk it, you can run it, or you can ruck it. It's up to you. We got Melissa and Jason. They'll be coming on here in a minute, and they're going to be talking about themselves, and then they're also going to talk about the Louisville H.E.R.O run, and why they created it. I'm super excited. They donate the money that is raised to nonprofits. They're not a nonprofit themselves, but all the money raised goes to nonprofits locally here in the Louisville area. So there's several great nonprofits that they've donated to in the past, and they got I think they got a new one this year. I think. I can't remember. I know Melissa and I talked on the phone last week, the week before. I think they have a new one. I can't remember, but we'll find out here in just a few minutes. But amazing what they do. So I'm super excited. Uh, and then I think, let's see, next week, what do we have on HomeFront SitRep? So um, May 27th coming up, we have our Tip of the Spear Veterans Roundtable. That's coming up. And then the 30th and 31st, I don't have episodes scheduled. Actually, hold on. Let me rephrase that. The 31st, I don't have an episode scheduled. I need to get one. And then we start into June. And then we got a few set up there. We got um, the Veteran on June 7th. We got Mr. Brent Bowers on the 8th. Um, and then we got all kinds of other good little episodes coming up in June. And then I go on vacation at the end of June, going into July 4th weekend. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. Let me tell you. Noises when you're down in the bunker, crazy noises scare you. But anyway, let's bring our guest up. I know y'all don't want to hear me bump my gums all night long, so let's bring up Melissa and Jason. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Hi.
We're doing all right.
Yeah, doing fine, thanks.
Awesome. Are y'all staying dry up there?
See, we're a little bit better. We don't need a kayak, so I think we're in a better position than you are. We're up in Oldham, so
We don't need one yet. We'll see.
Yeah, you don't need one yet.
Then we might.
Yeah, you never know. If this rain keeps coming down the way it's coming down, we all might need a friggin' ark to get around. So we will see. Well, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come hang out with me tonight to talk about yourselves and also the Louisville H.E.R.O run, walk, and ruck. So if you don't mind, do me a favor and introduce yourselves to the world of HomeFront SitRep.
want to go?
Sure, I'll go. So yeah, hi, my name's Jason Bear. What do we want to talk about? I'm a
Co-founder.
co-founder of the Hero Run. We started this thing back in 2022. I'll let you give the spiel on how it came about, but we're just humbled and honored to be here. Excited about the run. Great tribute for your Memorial Day. That was a little misty there at the beginning, like you mentioned. That was a great reminder of what we're doing here, right? Like what you're doing, what we're doing. It's important to not get caught up in the let's go, cook a burger and some hot dogs and have Memorial Day. That's not really the purpose of the holiday. So great job
Awesome.
with
Yeah.
Melissa, you're up.
Melissa Bear, co-founder of the Hero Run, and very much appreciate you giving us time to talk today about the run. In terms of the rain, I'm like, it's good until Thursday night. We'd like Friday to be dry. We definitely want Saturday to be dry for our event. We sort of, know that we close out Memorial Day week and want to really help the community remember what Memorial Day is all about. So we appreciate the time to be able to talk about it.
For sure. Now, did either one of you serve in the military?
No.
So here you created an event for veterans. Where did that passion come from?
I'll say I've worked with the veteran community now for 12 years. So that has really been, it's just the opportunity for me to get to know the veteran community. I'm working with active duty folks as well. And just to really find a group of individuals that just choose to serve for the betterment of us, right? The people who say, hey, they signed a contract up to and including their life, and the rest of it just kind of walk around wholly oblivious to what that means. And I certainly didn't grasp that and understand that till I started working with veterans. And we had how the run actually got started was, so back in 2018, we were in my hometown up in Northern Ohio for Memorial Day weekend, and there was a veteran honor run in the town in which I grew up. It literally started at my high school, ran through the neighborhood in the park that I grew up at as a kid, and a friend had told me, like, hey, this is happening, and we happen to be in town. But the year prior, in 2017, there was an individual named Drew Ferguson who had served. He was in the Army. He was a captain, was deployed to Afghanistan, and he passed away in 2017 by suicide. And I didn't know Drew. I was a few years older than him, but I went from grade school to high school with his cousin. His family's very close. And Avon Lake's a small place. So when Drew passed, I got a phone call like, hey, this is what happened. And, we happened to be in town that following Memorial Day, and it's like, well, let's go do this 5K. And that's really where we started talking about, what does the city of Louisville do down here for Memorial Day? And it was like, not a lot. So we thought, sure, we can fill that gap.
Yeah, why not us? We got it.
Great, we'll make a run. It doesn't sound that hard. It's fine.
Right. So yeah, that's something that I've always noticed. Like Louisville and the surrounding cities, they don't really do a whole lot for Memorial Day. There's a lot of people out there that go out, grill hot dogs, hamburgers, open up the pool, and do all of that, but they don't really. I don't want to say celebrate, but then again, we kind of do want to celebrate the sacrifices of our fallen brothers and sisters, but a lot of people forget the reason why we're doing why Memorial Day is what it is, so it's I'm glad that there is something that goes on during. Now, granted, your event is the 30th, right? May 30th, right? You're closing out. All right, Chris. But yeah, so like the city of Shepherdsville, the city of Mount Washington, the city of Louisville, Shelbyville, none of them do anything for Memorial Day. Now there are people that go out to the cemeteries and they'll plant the flags, but other than that, there's nothing that really goes on. And they don't really talk about it on the news either. Like, they might talk about it for, a segment here, segment there, but they don't really go into major detail about what's going on, if that makes sense.
Right. Well, and it's interesting. So I know there were some runners that just were up at Soldier Field. They had a 10-mile race this weekend, and the last mile of that run, they have fallen service members that you see their name, their picture. The Marine Corps Marathon has I don't know what they specifically call it in their run, but it's similar. It's an honor mile, and to really remember. And the Marine Corps Marathon's in November, but still, like, this very intentional, this is what it costs, right? These people sign up and they serve, and, to have casualty officers come to your house, like, I cannot imagine how horrible that is as a family member. And service members do it every single day. They've done it, for how many years, right? How many wars, how many conflicts. And yeah, just to really take pause and remember those people. And I don't know who the quote is. I don't know who this is attributed to, but that something similar of, a man dies twice, right? The first time, like, his physical body dies, and the second time is when his name is last said. And so that's part of it, is to keep people's memory alive.
Yeah, we've talked about that numerous times here on the podcast, that service members die twice. They, when they die physically, and then when the last person speaks their name, and we talk about it all the time, that we have to remember and we have to say their names. That's like if you're driving down an interstate and you see a brown sign, read their name off, say it aloud. Don't read it in your head, but say it out loud. That way, that person's memory keeps going forward. And it's crazy that there's so many that have paid the ultimate sacrifice, and people forget, and it just, like, those Gold Star families don't forget.
Right.
The husbands, the wives, the moms, the dads, the sisters, the brothers, they don't forget. The teammates don't forget. But American people in general forget, because it doesn't affect them on their day-to-day life. And that's why I think a lot of people out there get Memorial Day and Veterans Day confused.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't need somebody coming up to me on Memorial Day and saying, "Hey, thank you for your service," because it's not about me. I'm still here. I have brothers and sisters that are no longer here, and Memorial Day is about them. And I for the longest time, I would snap back at the person that said thank you for your service on Memorial Day, and now I have to say, I'm, as I got older and a little bit wiser, I have to say, it's not about me. Today's not about me. It's about the brothers and sisters that didn't make it home. That's what today is. You want to thank them for their sacrifice that keeps us free. And that's where a lot of people, a lot of Americans out there, unfortunately, either they don't care or they don't have somebody in their family that ever served in the military.
Right. What's the percentage of people who serve? I can't remember. I think it's like less than 1%, or maybe 1% deploy, but maybe it's less than 5% of our population that serves.
It's about 1% of Americans that serve in the military. About 1%.
Yeah. So I don't know if that number's higher with Guard, or if it's all inclusive. Like, that is a very 99% of us don't have that investment. And we might have a family member or somebody, but even for Jason and I, it wasn't immediate. It was grandparents.
Right. Grandparents, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think it is something that people, again, like, just kind of oblivious to it. And yet, we are safe every single day. We don't have war coming to our doorstep. There might be war other places, right? But as Americans, we don't think we really feel a threat of, like, oh my gosh, this could happen here in our country, that we could have, foreign soldiers here. It's like that. I don't think that's a concern we have because we have an amazing military. It's a ton of
We
sacrifice.
We do have an amazing military. I don't think that well, I think I think we've already seen kind of what could happen, with 9/11, right?
Right.
We have an amazing military, but what a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot of veterans here, and a lot of us have I got to say this as PC as I can for TikTok reasons. We have our pews, right? We have our pews,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people out there in this country that never served in the military, but they have their pews as well. So I don't think any foreign military will ever decide to invade the United States, because they're going to be up against a poo-poo storm. Let's put it that way. if they decide to come here, so it's just crazy. But all right, so let's talk about the hero run. This is 5 years that you guys have put this event on. This is year 5, so let me rephrase that. The first year you donated to a nonprofit. The second year you've donated to another nonprofit. How do you choose your nonprofits, who you're donating to? How do you choose those?
That's a good question.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we basically just kind of look for common cause, right? Like what are you doing to support veterans? And so this year, this is our second year partnering with VOA Mid-States, Volunteers of America Mid-States. They have a program that helps with veterans. They do a lot of different things with a lot of different folks, but they do have we're able to make a restricted donation to VOA Mid-States that goes strictly towards their veteran programs. So it was just, like I said, like a common cause.
Yeah, and I think, looking for organizations that are local. So we, USA Cares, we supported them one year. They're a national organization. And so when we talked to Trace Chesser, was the CEO at the time, of, hey, like, that's wonderful, and we want that money to stay here. And so they were able to do that, to say, we're not going to have that get, sort of put into the big pot of money. It was going to stay local. And so we really just look for organizations that support veterans in various different ways. So VOA has the VOA Honor Program, which is specifically for veterans, and they do different things within that, connecting to services. They've got the SSVF program, which is actually VA funded, but those folks need sometimes financial support to get utilities in their name, to do rental applications, to cover security deposits, to cover moving costs of, like, hey, I need to get a U-Haul. And so a restricted donation that we make covers some of those expenses that maybe wouldn't fall under other umbrellas. And so usually it's just talking with a nonprofit to sit down and say, hey, how would you make use of this money? Is this something that you see a need for? And so we just kind of talk to those folks and feel like, see if it's a good fit and go from there.
Yeah. Is Will Kreisman in charge still with VOA this year? I know he was the president of the local chapter here.
I
don't know. That's not a name that we know. Yeah. We deal with
Mary Ellen Howard.
Yeah.
What's her title?
That is a great question.
So I know Anya. We should probably know those answers.
Right.
Anya is probably sort of like CEO, and Mary Ellen was maybe the CFO. I'd have to look. To be honest.
I know Will Kreisman was the director. Hold on, I'll tell you. I'm Googling.
I was going to say, yeah, do the same.
Let's see. I know he was the director at one time. Let's see.
Oh, Mary Ellen's the VP of External Relations. I think I did know that. So VP of External Relations is Mary Ellen, and then Anya.
Thank you, Brian.
H-O-A-N-G.
Let's see.
H-O-A-N-G.
Yeah, I have to think. I know he posted something a while back, but yeah, Will Kreisman's a good guy. I know he was their clinical coordinator for a little while. Then he left VOA, and then he went back. But it said he was the director for the veterans wing, I believe, or something. I don't know. I'll have to.
So I was to say, Kevin really is the individual who's, again, I don't know in terms of like proper titles, but he is managing the VOA honor program as far as I know.
Okay.
So Kevin and I were on Don G's show last week.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds about right. And so Kevin's like, I think I'll be here on May 30th. I got to see when I come back from Johnson City, and then I'm here and I'm there, and I'm, you know, so he does a lot of traveling in connection to the honor program because that's a specific vet arm. Kevin himself is a veteran. We just Googled Anya. She is the COO.
Okay. Yeah. So it looks like William is now at 7 counties.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It says April 20th, 26th to present. So looks like he just recently switched over. So maybe that's what it is. But I know he was the director at one time of VOA Mid-State here. So who knows?
And they've been an amazing partner. Like I said, this is our second year partnering with them. They do a great job. They're the reason that Melissa was able to get on Don G, as well as Great Day Live. They're great people to work with. So yeah, they've been great. And then we also support the University of Louisville's Salute to Service Scholarship Fund. And we've been doing that all 5 years. So I used to work at U of L. I was there for 15 years. And they were really instrumental in helping to bring our vision to life because we wouldn't have been able to do it on their campus. We wouldn't have been able to offer free parking. We wouldn't have had the support of U of L's police department for road closures and barricades. Who else? I mean,
athletics.
Athletics has been great to work with since, you know, our start finish line is on the track, you know, the official NCAA track stadium. You get to run in a you know, collegiate level track. Now you're not just going to do laps for 5K, but you do start and finish there and then go, you know, around the campus. So, you know, working there and having the connections that I had from being there for as long as I was, that really was instrumental in helping to bring this to life. So can't say enough about them.
Yeah, they really are. They're fabulous. I mean, we basically shut their campus down,
right?
You know, with the road closures. And so that's talking to like the library and speed art of like how are employees getting in and out, and just the logistics of it all. And U of L is really great with making sure that it all runs smoothly for everybody.
Well, the good thing is they're out of session right now too. So they're in between semesters. So that kind of helps too. I'm assuming. So you're on U of L's campus, which I don't know if you're watching or listening. It's a beautiful campus. I mean, it's part, you know, some of it goes downtown, some of it's on the outskirts of downtown, but a very beautiful campus, especially around like Central and that area, Floyd and stuff like that. Which I'm assuming part of your where you run is on Central and Floyd, correct?
We don't make it all the way over to Central. No. You can see the football stadium from our route, but we don't go all the way to Central because
of the railroad tracks.
Yes.
I mean, you cannot guarantee for a run that you're not going to not have a train interrupt your run. So
that's so true.
Go.
Yeah, they don't publish their train schedules. No. And so there was a run, I don't remember which one, but there was one that was there within the last few months where runners got held up and had to stop while trains went through. And then they just, you know, sat there, I guess, and jogged in place until the trains were gone. So we wanted to avoid anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be no fun if you're running a race and here you are, got your muscles already worked out and stretched out, and you got to jog in place for 10 minutes while you're waiting on the train to go by. That would not be fun.
Well, and didn't you say that the guy that was winning ended up coming in second because of the train?
So one of our girls and I, we ran that run. So it starts at the football stadium. And because U of L is wonderful. So they now have the 10 miler that you finish in and on the football stadium. I've done that a couple times. This one was in the parking lot. And so our 5K winner last year, I don't remember Tyrell's last name, but Tyrell.
Dowdell.
Okay, there you go. Collegiate runner in his history. He is just wicked fast. And so he was in the lead and then he got held up by the train. And I guess like number 2 and number 3 caught him. And I don't know if they had a discussion. I do know that Tyrell was in the lead and ended up coming in second. And I guess didn't, you know, was quite gracious because he seems like a lovely man. But that was the reason. It's like, as much as we like to use the football field to do a 5K on campus, it's really hard to not have the railroad tracks. So we start and we go down Cardinal Brandeis
yeah.
to 3rd. And so they go past the Graumeier building, like that loop, which is really pretty, off 3rd, and then over Eastern. So there's a little bit of an incline there, a little bit. It's a nice part of campus as well. And then we have our water stop at the Hahn building. Hahn Street, Denny Crum building, dorm. Yeah. And then they reverse back up. So there's some nice parts of campus that they hit for sure. Okay. And it's nice and straight, which is better than our first year.
We learned after the first year where we were just trying to get the distance right. So we had them taking hard 90-degree turns here and there to follow the paths to kind of keep them on campus so they could see more of campus. But I'm not a runner. Melissa does run some, but I'm not. And I didn't have any thought for that whatsoever about how runners have to slow down. You have to go single file on some of those sidewalks. And I think we kind of angered some of our participants. So she's like, we got to do this a little differently going forward.
Yeah. So now there's lots of we close the roads fully so people can be on the sidewalk where they can openly run in the road, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. And so, if people want to come out, like you said, and run, walk, or ruck, if they have competitive runners and they're looking to PR, we've got some, pretty straight open spaces for them to go. And if people, because we wanted veterans certainly to feel like this was something that was doable for them. And again, having worked with a lot of vets, are like, my knees, my back, my hips. I'm like, right, because you can't hump a pack for however many years while you're in the service and not come out with a fair amount of wear and tear. And so we decided, come out and rock. Mm-hmm. And the first year, people are like, are you like a light ruck, a heavy ruck? How much does a pack have to weigh?
Yeah.
It's like, we're not doing that. If people want to have a pack and whatever they put in it, whether it's nothing or a pillow, we do have a guy who's come out the last couple of years, and I don't know how much that weight is, but it looks
painful.
It does look painful. And so there are people that come out and ruck it because running is maybe not something that feels doable for them. And I can understand that.
Yeah, so every year we do the Mogadishu Mile Kentucky event. Last year we did it in Georgetown. The first portion of the extra. So the first portion of the run is they're carrying a 25-pound ammo can. They run to the first station. They do whether it's wall or box jumps or mountain climbers, whatever the first station is. Then they pick up, it's a 4-man team. So it's the Mogadishu Mile overall is an individual event that goes on across the country, right? Kentucky is the only 4-man team event because in the military, the smallest team is four person. That's the smallest team. So we do a 4-man team event, and they carry it to the ammo can to the first. Then they go to the second. Then they go to the third. They go to the fourth, fifth. Once they get done with the fifth, then I think it's 80 meters back to where the rucksacks are. Then they set the ammo cans down. Then they put a 35-pound rucksack on their back, and then they run the course, which is a mile long.
Oh, good Lord.
And you go uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill, uphill, and then back downhill to the finish line. Now they have, your rangers, which you're skilled, ones that are professional. We call them professionals. Then you have your junior ROTC and your amateurs and stuff like that come in and run it as well. And it's grown every year, kind of like your event. When you first started Louisville H.E.R.O run, how many people did you have run that first year?
We had 276 participants the first year.
How many are you expecting this year?
We bought 600 medals, so we better get 600.
That's right. That's right.
Nice. We're at 480 something as of today. We've gotten 30 people signing up as of 35 minutes ago when we joined this call. So it's starting to, it's the week before, right? So people they like to wait to the last minute, stress us out. Melissa stresses about the numbers a little more than I do. I think we're going to hit it. I think we're fine. But
so can they register all the way up to the day of?
Theoretically, if we're not sold out.
Yeah. So we close registrations at 7:30. So the run goes at 8, but we close registrations at 7:30 so that we can get everybody inside to have the national anthem, to do taps, and then we do a kid fun run. So for kids who are under 8, they can come out and just do, what is it, like a 50-yard?
Yeah, we call it a 100-meter dash. We don't measure.
Yeah. So we cut it off at 7:30 just to be able to get everybody inside and make sure that we step off at 8.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's super cool that, you started out with 200 and something, and then you're expecting almost 600 this year. And then it's timed. I'm assuming it's timed. So you have somebody who comes out and does the time. What company is that? What company do y'all use for that?
We use Central Kentucky Race Management. So they're actually a group out of E-Town.
Yeah.
But mostly what they do, I don't know if it's only what they do, but mostly what they do is charity runs. So this is something where they partner with groups that are doing various different runs for charity reasons. So they're absolutely wonderful and deal with mostly my neuroticism, mostly my anxiety of like, Greg, do you think, I was saying today, it's like, we have to like make sure that we know what our weather plan is in case we do have weather come in on Saturday. And he fields mostly annoying texts for me, I'm sure. They're lovely.
Yeah, we use them too for the Moog Mile
Okay.
event. And they are wonderful to work with. It's very professional the way they do things. So it's super neat. It's super cool, man.
Yeah. So I think for being, a run that we wanted to start in 2020.
Right.
And then the pandemic happened. And so we, at some point, we're like, we're just going to do it in a park. We're not even going to care. We're just going to do it in a park and we'll see how that goes. And then decided we weren't going to do that and sat tight to sort of let it evolve to come to a place where it's like, this is a timed race. So if people want to come out and PR, we have age group awards. We have overall top winner awards. It is a fully closed course. So we've thought about things. And as I've continued to run more of like, what are the things that I look for in a race? And, age group awards are kind of nice. I'm in an age bracket where every once in a while I'll win one. That's nice. Closed courses are my preference because I don't want to have to worry about traffic and cars. But yeah, I think people are like, oh, it's a timed event. It's like, yeah, you're getting a legitimate bib. And there's, I think our 10K winner last year was a middle school girl.
I believe so. Yeah. I think an 11-year-old won our 10K.
Oh, man.
Won the 10K. So yeah, there's some competitive kids that come out.
Yeah.
Tyrell won the 5K for us. Our 10K winner last year is Wayne Blass, who is a retired Army guy, I think. I think he retired out of Fort Knox, who runs Boston every year. And he is like World Games kind of running athlete. And I thought he was going to crush it for the 5K. And then we put dots on bibs so we know who's a 5K and who's a 10K. And I was like, oh, he's going to come back and just lap everybody a second time. That's brutal. Yeah, if people want to be fast and come out, it's a legit race for sure.
So they can do a 5K or 10K if they want?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the longest distance? Is it 10K?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's an out and back. They just repeat it twice.
2 loops.
Yeah.
Well, not loops. Yeah, 2 out and backs.
2 out and backs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And that's another unique thing that, Melissa said, we're always trying to do something a little different. So there's not a ton of 10K races out there. There are a few, but, I think once we added that last year, we saw an uptick in people because, like when we do get the veterans and active duty military to sign up, they're always looking for a challenge. So why do a 5K if you can do 10?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So where would somebody go to sign up, to register? How would they find out more information about you guys?
Go to www.louisvillehero.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so our page is really the run sign up. So on there, they'll have all the information of if you're going to do the 5K or the 10K. We also offer a virtual option. So we know that there's a lot of high school graduations this coming Saturday. And so if people want to support our mission but are not able to come out and join us on the 30th, they can actually pick a virtual option. And then we mail them a medal. We don't ask anybody to submit times. It sort of scouts honor on that. And that'll have links to our social media so people can see pictures from years past. And we've had, is Ducky's last name Willis?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know a fella named Ducky Willis, but it's sort of funny that you guys have the same last name if you're related or not, who is a first responder, and he comes out and he does taps. I guess it was year 3 that he came out with some buddies and they were in kilts.
I think so, yeah.
So one of them must have served. Ducky did not, but I think one of the buddies served. And so they came out in, they have helmets and flak vests on.
They did.
Yeah, helmets, flak vests, and kilts.
And kilts, yeah. So that's one of my favorite pictures that we have of those guys. They locked arms and they're all skipping across the finish line. So,
oh man,
it's a great image.
Yeah.
I don't know. So my dad's side of the family, the Willis side of the family, I don't know a lot of them. I knew like my uncles and my aunts on my dad's side, but the extended family I don't know very well. So it's a possibility I could be related. I know I work for a large telecommunications company here locally, and I went to a job to do a buried service job and looked at the name on the account, and it was a Willis. Come to find out, she was my dad's aunt by marriage. She was married to my dad's dad's brother. So that was pretty neat. And then I got to meet her kids, which they were older generation, my dad's age, I guess, which would be my dad's first cousins. And so I got to meet some of them, but I don't know all of the Willises, so I could be related to them. I don't know.
I'll have to ask.
Yeah. I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, it just depends on who. My grandpa had lots of brothers and sisters, so it's definitely a possibility. So you said LouisvilleHERORun.com, right?
Yes.
Now that took me to runsignup.com/race/Kentucky/Louisville. So I put in LouisvilleHERORun.com, but that's what it's what it took me to.
Yes. And that's correct. The LouisvilleHERORun.com is basically just a landing page, and it shoots you right over to the run sign up. So you've got the option to sign up there. You can donate. You can volunteer. We were almost at our max number of volunteers, which is great because we definitely need a lot of help on race day. But yeah, like Melissa said, there's photos from previous years. There's lots of stuff.
Yeah, and our social media. So the website, Central Kentucky has to manage that. And so to upload pictures to that is a much more tedious task for them. And so one of the things that I do post-run, because we have, like Jason was saying, in terms of volunteers, we have lovely people that come out and take pictures for free. We'll have a DJ out sort of where the turn is. He's an active duty guy who was like, absolutely, how can I come support you guys? And do you want a DJ? And I was like, I'm not going to turn down a DJ. Absolutely.
Right.
But all the pictures that we get are usually taken by friends that are there that day. And then I just go through and do like 10 photo dumps, like 100
Nice.
pictures at a time and just put it up, which is a fun thing. Cause a lot of runs, it's like, oh, we'll take your picture and you have to pay for it. I'm like, we're not doing any of that.
That's not the point.
It'll just go up. And we ask people also to take pictures, usually if they're doing stuff in front of the banner, and to tag us on it and put it on social media. And that's just how it continues to grow, is a lot of word of mouth of runners who've just come out, or, people who come out to walk it. And that's a strange thing where people are like, are we going to get swept off the course? Like, we have an hour and a half usually.
Mm-hmm.
Jason's aunt comes out with her spouse, who's a Navy veteran.
Mm-hmm.
And they walk it. They were a guide for a veteran who is legally blind. And so they walked with him so he could walk the course. And so they do a casual stroll. 90 minutes is when Aunt Carla typically crosses the finish line. So we're like, we want it to be something that families can come be a part of. Like I said, service members, where running's not something they can do. Come out and pictures sort of show that. Pictures show the gamut of the little kids doing the fun run all the way up to, gosh, how old's your guy who wanted the age group award?
Oh, Howard is in his early 80s.
Yeah, Howard Whitman. Yeah, in his early 80s, and he comes out just like, you got to have age group awards.
He's the main reason we had the age group awards, is that he kept asking about it. So
because he knew he was going to get one.
But
Yeah, especially being 80 years old and running still. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, the main thing that we're really shooting for here is a day of camaraderie and connection.
Yeah.
You know, like we haven't talked about the resource groups that come out. So you know the list better than I do, but we always ask other, either whether they're 501c3s or just other resource groups for veterans and active duty military. You know, our sponsors have to pay a certain amount to get a booth on the field right there at the start finish line, but those groups can come out for free. You know, we're full up for this year, but you know, we always reach out to those other local groups that support veterans to see if they want to, you know, just show our veterans what's available to them here in the community. Right.
So we had talked about that, right? That Dogs Helping Heroes has been with us for a number of years. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, we want there so that people know that they have resources through that group. The Vet Center comes out. Mostly because, again, if we're looking at combat deployed, that's what the Vet Center sort of targets is combat deployed. We had hoped to have the Woody Williams Foundation with us this year, which works with Gold Star families, but they let us know they've unfortunately had a schedule conflict come up, so we won't catch them this year. I'm trying to think who else. We've had Camp Brown Bear has come out, which I didn't even know about. I don't even remember how we connected with Camp Brown Bear.
Remember.
Did you do anything with Active Heroes with Courtney?
So usually they go sort of hand in hand. So they were out the first couple years, but Steve typically scoots off to Alaska around this time of year. And then I don't know. Usually he's like, hey, I'll let Courtney know. And if they can make it work. But, you know, I think that's the hard part too. Some of these nonprofits are really small. And so if the main contact can't do it, then they're sometimes trying to like rustle up somebody in their group. And
it's all about having the volunteers to do you know, to work a booth or something of that nature. So
Mission,
Fire Mission.
Fire Mission, Fire Mission, which is a nonprofit out in Shelby County, is going to come out this year. They're a new one for us. Southern Indiana for Heroes / 22 Challenge is going to come out. And those are different groups that offer a lot for the veteran community, whether that's plugging into like Dogs Helping Heroes, if like, hey, we can help you get a service dog, and that's a local resource in our backyard. And I had vets who are waiting potentially 18 months to 24 months to go down to Canine for Warriors in Florida, which might be an amazing program, but that's a really hard thing to sit and wait when somebody has decided, I do need that, right? I mean, that's a hard thing, I think, for veterans to finally come to a place to say, okay, I do need that support. And Dogs Helping Heroes is amazing in terms of being able to do that in a much more timely fashion.
I had a veteran out in West Virginia, went through Canines for Warriors, and they're like, oh, it's a 2-year waiting list to get a dog. And I got him connected with not Dogs Helping Heroes, because you know they only got that 200-mile radius that they service. But I did wind up getting connected with another veteran service organization that does dogs, and his dog actually just got certified. He's had the dog, of course, you know, he had to do his training and stuff like that, but he just got finished certified as a service dog, and he's super stoked. And you know, he got the dog within, after me and him talked, I got him connected, and probably within 3 months he had a dog. Now the dog was still going through training and everything else like that it needed to go through. But you know, we got it a whole lot quicker than Canines for Warriors. Not saying that Canine for Warriors is a bad organization. Everybody utilizes them or tries to utilize them. And then there are several, you know, nonprofits out there that do the same thing that people don't know about. And that's kind of what we do here on HomeFront is we look for those mom and pop grassroots organizations and businesses that service, you know, like say Northwestern Battle Buddies up in Washington State. They service, you know, they'll bring veterans from Kentucky to their place, and they put them up in a hotel and they do the training. I think it's like 6 weeks that the veteran's out there. So the dog goes through the dog that they breed. They got their own breed. So they're a breeder. They don't do rescues. These dogs go through world-class training because the lady who runs the organization was a dog trainer. She did like the Westminster and all of that, all those big dog shows. And then she quit doing that and she created Northwest Battle Buddies. And now her kids had served in the military. They come back now. They're helping her train these dogs
Nice.
with the staff and everything. And so they go through this training. Then the dog gets paired with a veteran. Then they bring the veteran out for the last 6 weeks of training to get the veteran, and the dog acquainted, basically. And then for 6 weeks, they're working with the veteran and the dog and doing that. So, and then there's, I forget the organization up in New York. It's in upstate New York. They have a big retreat up there. I mean, it's like, I forget how many acres, but they do a little bit of everything, but they also have a service dog program. Then you got, of course, Dogs Helping Heroes here locally. And there's just so many great organizations out there that people don't know about. It's kind of like you guys, Louisville H.E.R.O Run. You guys are, growing each year, but it's word of mouth.
Right.
And we at HomeFront SitRep, we want to help you get out to the masses. That way we can get you up to that those 1,000 runners or participants, because I know you guys can handle 1,000. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you up there.
Well, we certainly appreciate it. And we, when Jason's saying connection and camaraderie, is so much of that for me really does come back to sort of the suicide prevention effort in different ways to help veterans know, and even active duty, because we have a, Jessica Ferris, which is with Soldier and Family Readiness, comes out to help people know if you're having a hard time, there are resources right then and there. And I think everybody knows the VA is a big resource, and it's a wonderful resource. And for people to develop those peer relationships outside of that system, and to find where they feel that kinship again, that sense of community and brotherhood or sisterhood, because that's one of the protective factors,
Mm-hmm.
And so as much as we want to honor the fallen, we also want to look at sort of moving towards a suicide prevention effort to get people out, to have them have that sense of mission and purpose again, and to connect with the groups that are there. Team RWB is a new group that'll be with us this year. And so, for people, it's like, where is it that they feel some connection? If it's volunteering with an organization that they meet on the field, or connecting for resources that they themselves need, or just saying, oh, hey, like Team RWB has this Ruck group, and they do a casual Tuesday Ruck every Tuesday down at the waterfront. And at Thanksgiving, they go around and they collect food, and they do that as a donation. Those are wonderful things that not everybody knows. Sometimes you have to kind of know the right person to end up like, oh, this thing exists. And it was like, I didn't even know the Woody Williams Foundation existed.
Right.
I'm like, how did I not know that? I didn't know that.
So
in our newest one too, we've just met up with Legion Battle Forge,
Right.
and they're doing some great work with veterans to come out and do some metal work,
I just heard about the Battle Forge too, just recently. Matter of fact, Jen 502 is over on TikTok. Jennifer, she was here a while ago, but she runs the, Jennifer. She's amazing. She recently told me about Battle Forge, and there actually is a new nonprofit that just started in Shepherdsville. It's a national nonprofit, but they just started a new chapter in Shepherdsville called Heroes on the Water.
Yes.
So they take veterans out kayak fishing. So Mike Hibb, I don't know if he's listening or watching him, but he probably needs to come out and set up there as well. So you need to get in contact with these guys.
That's great.
That way, because me personally, my reset when I'm dealing with stress and my demons is going out in the woods and just watching nature wake up. I don't have to be doing anything but sitting next to a tree. That's my reset. Now, my co-host, if he was on here, his reset is fishing. So anytime that he's getting stressed out or anything of that nature, his wife tells him, hey, you need to go fishing so he can reset. Definitely, I would definitely reach out to Mike Hibb, or you can have him reach out to you guys and probably come up and set up as well. Because I think it'd be another avenue, another connection for you guys, because there might be veterans there that love fishing. And families. Here's the cool thing about Heroes on the Water is they do first responders. They also do family members of first responders and veterans as well. They can go fishing with their mom, dad, aunt, uncle, whoever, and go out fishing and stuff as well. So that, for one, that helps the veteran. Two, it builds that family bond as well. So you're diving into that camaraderie piece of it. So I think it's super cool that hopefully I can get you guys connected with him. I don't know much about him personally, but I do know about Heroes on the Water. We just had him on the podcast not too long ago. We had 2 chapter presidents on, and they do amazing things. So I think it's super cool.
Yeah. One of the things we should say.
Sponsors.
Yes. The sponsors. Right? As we're talking about resource groups on the field. So certainly one of the interesting things has been, hustling money every year, and Republic Bank has been just really, really wonderful. They have a veterans resource group, and Mike McGilbra has been sort of our point of contact there. And I don't know if it was year 3 that Mike was talking to me at the end, and he was like, you guys should do some other stuff. Like, you should do like a gala or something, and we would support that. And I was like, Mike, man, this is like, this is, 6 to 8 months for us to gear up and get everything in place for the run. But he was, he's just super excited and a wonderful support and an advocate. And so Republic Bank is our title sponsor again this year. And they've been with us, I think, for 4 or 5 years.
At least 4. This might be their 5th year, but at least 4.
I think we didn't catch them the first year only because we weren't really like,
you're right, we missed their window.
We weren't really savvy on how we have to reach out, how early we have to reach out. And so I don't think we gave them enough of a timeline. But Republic Bank has been great. Rent and Rave, which is a vet-owned business. I don't know that people know that. The guy who does the Barnstable Brown, like the fancy tent, all that, like that guy's a vet.
And a U of L grad. So it was, when we told
it works out,
supporting U of L's scholarship fund, and it was there on campus. He's like, absolutely, sign me up. So
sponsors. A lot of people don't realize, and we talk about this. Just nonprofits in general take a lot of money to operate. To offer all of this free to veterans, you have to have money to operate, or in-kind donations, hey, we'll sponsor the timers, the timekeepers, we'll sponsor them. Hey, we'll sponsor 80 racks of water, stuff of that nature, because that's all stuff that you guys need to do the event, liquid IV or Gatorade or whatnot. So do y'all struggle raising money each year for this, or I know you do. I can already tell by your face.
Well, it's a year-to-year thing. This year, we were lucky enough to get the neighborhood development funds from Louisville Metro government. So we went to one of the council members whose district barely touches our route, but he was nice enough to take a meeting with us and agreed to be, kind of the champion for our cause this year, and brought it before the full Metro Council, and we were able to get all of our costs for the event covered through this development fund. So literally every single penny that we raise from this thing is going to go to our 2 supported charities this year.
That's awesome.
So that's great, because otherwise, there are costs that we have to recover. But
and that's one of the things. Jason and I, we don't. We've got full-time jobs, we do other things, so we don't take anything. So it's nice to be able to say to VOA, like, here's the money, you go do your thing that you do well. And we, with the neighborhood development fund, just to be able to maximize how far those dollars get to go. And we try to keep our costs really low anyway, but we do have metal, we'll plug that. So we went with a fancy spinning medal this year. So that's our logo on the front. And then we've got, the Center for Military Connected Students, that's their patriotic L. So we couldn't get the cardinal bird. That's like a heavily copyrighted guy.
You're
right.
And so, we want runners when they come out and they pay something to say, like, hey, you get to take home a medal. And we've done age group awards. So there's glasses this year for people. So we try to do the things to entice people to come out as runners, and to tell families absolutely bring strollers, do all those things, bring kids, and keep costs low. And so the neighborhood development funds have been great. And, I think we have some businesses that are super consistent with us. I mean, that have been with us for 3-4 years, Patriot Liner.
Yeah.
Patriot Liner's been with us since year one. They're a vet-owned family business. And, they're just really supportive and encouraging, which is nice to keep us kind of going, where people, really feel like it's worthwhile for them to sort of give that sponsorship money, and they know it's going to a good cause.
Yeah. So Jennifer over on TikTok is saying Dr. Pepper Keurig will donate a pallet of drinks, and Louisville Water Company as well. I think if you and her get down and sit down and have a conversation, she's got a lot of great ideas on how to. Let me rephrase it. She's got a lot of great ideas, and she's got a lot of contacts that could probably help take your level or your fundraising and stuff to the next level.
Was she at Mission Barbecue?
She was the community ambassador.
So we do our packet pickup at Mission Barbecue. They let us take over their parking lot. And so I was like, I'm pretty sure I met Jennifer, I think our first year. And she was like, oh, dang, we could have taken one of the vehicles to have at the field, on race day. It's like, that felt like a lot to us. Although the guy is formerly known as Kilroy. I don't remember the name of that new group now, but
ALGI or something like that.
Something like that. Those guys come out. I'll have to reach out to Jennifer and be like, let's pick your brain. Because she already that day that we were out there, she's like, oh, we could have done this and that. It's like, I think
Jennifer is a spitfire. Let me tell you, she's got ideas for days.
That's great. That's great.
Said, oh my God, yes. So yeah, she's watching on the big screen. She put us on the big screen at her house. Nice. So
I will find her on social media for sure. Right. I will find her.
Yeah, if you're not connected with her, I will connect you via email. She just started Social 502 Media as well. So she no longer works for Mission Barbecue, or she's doing her own thing now. And this is kind of in her wheelhouse. So she's definitely a person to get in contact with, especially in the city of Louisville. So I'll have to connect y'all via email. So, or Jennifer, you can just reach out to them.
It's a beautiful thing with the run. I think that's been interesting to see people like, oh, we'll connect here. There's this connection there. And it just, again, kind of just keeps organically growing. Because, I think people ultimately, if some of the foundation is there and we've kind of done the backbone of it, people are willing to hop on, because at the end of the day, how do you not support veterans and service members? Right? How do you not do that? How do you not show up for these people? And, it's one day we do something on one day. We don't do the run Memorial Weekend because U of L historically has a massive basketball tournament. And so we just can't compete with, closing roads and doing all that. And
people travel, there's a lot going on Memorial Day weekend. So
yeah. And so I think, it's a place I like that we kind of get to extend the intention of Memorial Day and to help people, again, say this is 1% of the population that signs up for 3 or 4, however many years or contract or much longer than that. So that, I think we at some point had on our website a quote similar to the effect of, we owe a debt of gratitude that can never be paid. I think you kind of indicated that in your intro as well, right?
Yeah. We all, with our brothers and sisters out here that paid the ultimate sacrifice, that's a debt that we can never repay. Even with the service members that bring the war home and lose their battle at home, and you kind of alluded to it a while ago, the prevention. I'm trying not to use the S word because TikTok doesn't like it and restricts you.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good. There's been billions of dollars spent on awareness. Not enough money has been spent walking the walk. You could talk the talk all day long, but if you ain't walking that walk, that money's a waste.
Mhm.
You know, and I love when I see organizations out there walking the walk instead of talking the talk. And I think that's kind of where you guys are falling into. You're walking the walk because you're out here building that connection, that camaraderie. Because you might have this group of veterans that come out and run this race. Well, they're going to meet other people there at this race, and they're going to build that that tribe. That we call it a tribe. They're going to start building that tribe, and every year they come back, they meet new people, and then they keep coming back and they keep meeting new people. That right there in itself helps. You know, that's talking, that's walking the walk right there. So, but we are running out of time, unfortunately. So I wish I could make it this year, but as you alluded to, there is graduation, and my daughter is a senior and graduating this year. My baby, she's my youngest. No, I won't have any other kids in high school after this year, after this Saturday coming up. So hopefully I can make next year's run just to come out and check it out. And I will not run, I will not walk, I will not ruck. And I will come out to hang out. And if you ever need like an MC or a DJ, let me know, because I do that as well.
Nice.
So if you ever need somebody, I will come out and do that for you as well. So,
I appreciate that.
but you're welcome. Is there any parting words that you want to say to the folks out here in HomeFront SitRep world?
Oh, goodness.
I think just remember the website, www.louisvillehero.com. You can sign up, you can donate. We still got a few volunteer spots left. We'd love to see everybody out there.
Right. Yeah, I think I would add to that. Just have a meaningful Memorial Day tomorrow. Yeah. Right. You know, that I hope everybody takes some time. So I will say this. So when I went to the Metro Council meeting, oh gosh, I'll get his name wrong. There's a Metro Council member's last name is something, maybe Pigiantini, something very Italian sounding, who served. He's a Marine. And one of the things when he made a contribution from his NDF funds is said, please, on Memorial Day, his buddy is named Vinny. So Vinny, I think he said they went to basic together, and Vinny died at 19. He was killed by an enemy blast. And so that's it. You know, so I try to think I will suffer through some version of a terribly modified MRF tomorrow myself, and thinking about, right, saying people's names and who we're carrying with us tomorrow and every day, and their families.
Awesome. Yeah, so ladies, gents, check out LouisvilleHeroRun.com if you want to volunteer, if you want to actually run in the event. They will have it open till the day of 7:30 a.m. will be when they cut it off. So if you're in the Kentuckiana area or close by driving wise, go to LouisvilleHeroRun.com. I think they probably got a little over 200 spots left, maybe, or roughly somewhere around there.
A little over 100.
A little over 100. Little over 100.
Last day.
Yeah, no, because the runners are known to be last minute people, and so those 100 I think we're gonna hope go really fast this week. So I'd like to be sold out by Friday. Honestly, if we can get 100 people in the next 4 days, I'd feel good about that. But you know, and yeah, if people can't come out the day of virtual, they can. At their own convenience, on their own schedule, they can go out and do their own distance, whatever they want to do, and help support the mission that way.
So go check out LouisvilleHeroRun.com. Melissa, Jason, I want to say thank you again for coming out and hanging out with me here on HomeFront SitRep to talk about you guys and also the Louisville Hero Run. This is their 5th year, so go check them out. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'm gonna drop you in the green room if you want to hang out. If you think you got things to do, I understand that as well.
All right.
Thank you,
guys. Ladies and gents, how cool was that? How cool was that? So Gunny's not here tonight, so let's do it this way. We're not gonna do the Gunny's words of wisdoms or the joke of the day. We're just gonna go straight into it, man. Hashtag you're not alone. Don't let your dark days win. In the silence of your struggles, remember, though unseen, you are deeply held in the hearts of others. You are not alone. The uniform may come off, but the bond remains. And together we heal, together we rise, and together we carry each other forward. And the key word there is together. We have to do this together, not individuals, but together. Hashtag be someone stranger. Listen, we as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones we love the most. So be someone stranger today. And what I mean by that is when you're out and about and you see somebody and it looks like they're having a bad day, go up to them and say, "Hey, how are you doing today?" And if they give you the red flags, "I'm okay, I'm hanging in there, I'm living the dream," ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? And be ready for that conversation. It could be a 5-minute conversation. It could be an 8-hour conversation. You just have to be ready for that. And then it takes a village. Listen, ladies and gents, it takes a village. We all have our cell phone. We have our village within our cell phone. I've got almost 2,000 contacts in my cell phone, and half of them I probably haven't talked to in a few years. So open up your phone. Try and get logged in here real quick. Uh, Open up your phone. Do cell phone roulette. So go to your contacts, scroll blindly, land on somebody. Call that person, say if they don't answer, leave a message. "Hey, it's Willis. Just calling, checking in on you. Haven't heard from you in a while." Hang up, do it again. And keep doing that until you reach somebody. All right. Up next, we're going to talk about our community partners. We're going to talk about SOF Missions first. SOFmissions.org. That's shieldoffaithmissions.org, based in Tampa, Florida. Man, this organization, Gunny and I went down. So we had Dr. Damon Freeman on the show, who's a Marine. He invited Gunny and myself down to Tampa to go through their 5-day clinic that they have. And this clinic, it's catered to you. It's on a golf course down in Tampa, the Saddlebrook. We go down there for 5 days. While you're there, you have your group sessions, but there's also parts where it's individual, where you go in and everything is built around what you need. So they have massage therapy, mental health therapy. They have golf lessons, a little bit of everything. So check out sofmissions.org. Now, the really cool thing about SOF is once you leave that clinic, they don't forget about you. For 365 days afterwards, they check in on you. You get an email once a month, maybe a phone call, here and there, but they check in on you for 365 days. You belong to SOF Missions. So check out sofmissions.org. Up next, we talked about them just a few minutes ago, but heroesmediagroup.com. This is Adam Bird and the team. Adam is amazing. We've been part of HMG for 3 years now. And I will tell you, if I need anything, all I got to do is give Adam a call and say, "Hey, man, I need to do this, or I need this." Or if I need, if I'm trying to reach out to somebody and I can't get a hold of, their PR people or whoever, then I just reach out to Adam and say, "Hey, I'm trying to reach out to this person, but I haven't heard nothing back. Can you reach out to their PR people?" Since he's got a little bit more pull, he's been around a lot longer. He's an OG. He said, "Sure, let me find out what I can find out for you." So check out heroesmediagroup.com. Up next is Reese Across America Radio. HomeFront SitRep's been on Reese Across America Radio now for two and a half years. We're Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. So check out reacheacrossamerica.org/radio, or you can download the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, or Audacity app, and search the word Reese, and you can find us there on Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. Up next is sameflagsameoath.com. Let me tell you, this is a small company, a small veteran-owned company outside of Katy, Texas. Matt and Becky Johnson are phenomenal. There we go. They've created our shirts for us at HomeFrontSitRep.com, or you can find it on HomeFrontSitRep.com. but they found it. They created our shirts for us. So let me show you these shirts real quick. So we have our Marine It Down shirt. This one here. Our new one, our HomeFront SitRep shirt there on the end. Multi-colors are available. Up next is our spicy pineapple. On the back, it says tossing joy into people's life since 1918. Then our hashtag you're not alone, and then hashtag be someone stranger. So they're all linked there. We do have another shirt coming up. It will be, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's coming up. I think it's almost done and designed. So check out homefrontsitrep.com as well, but same flag, same oath.com. Up next is eliteengraving24.com. We just had them on the show. Man, a small veteran-owned company in Campbellsburg, Kentucky. They do amazing work. They created our HomeFront SitRep hat here with the red carbon fiber for Remember Everyone Deployed. So check out eliteengraving24.com. Up next is Brent and Brian Casey, the grandsons of Herschel Woody Williams, with Valor coins and pins. They created our HomeFront SitRep pin, or our HomeFront SitRep challenge coin that we have. Every sale that they have, a percentage of it goes to the Woody Williams Foundation. With them being the grandsons of Herschel Woody Williams, they are amazing. So check out Valor coins and pins. Up next is RDC shoes. You can't see it right now, but right there is the Patriots. I love them. They're comfortable. They also have the Glory as well. So check out rdcshoes.com, which is Marine Corps veteran Darren Davis. Him and his family created RDC shoes. So go check out rdcshoes.com. And then, like I said, check out HomeFront SitRep too. HomeFrontSitRep.com. You can see all these great veteran business owners, veteran singers, veteran comedians, anybody that we've had on the show. We put them up on HomeFrontSitRep.com. Let's see. But other than that, ladies and gents, it's that time of night, my friends. Like we always say on HomeFront SitRep, stay safe out there. We got your six. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront SitRep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your six.